Hello, Taoyuan. I'm Tony Ma. I'm a dual citizen, Taiwanese and Canadian, recently back in Taiwan and back into teaching. I taught for 14 years in Canada in a Toronto high school. It is an arts high school specializing in dance, music, visual arts, as well as theater. I taught English and theater at the school. When I started in 2001, the school only had a population of 300, and I was the only drama teacher. When I left, the school was about 1,200, so almost 4 times the number of students when I started, and we had about 6-7 drama teachers, and every year we had a major show with 100 students involved, and generally I was a producer for these shows, as well as I was the director for the drama festival that was a province-wide competition. So here is what I think is wrong with English education in Taiwan. 那先说清楚我会说国语 and 虽然是写得不好，可是听得懂，然后也会说。I moved to Canada when I was 3, and we would come back every summer. So my connection to Taiwan, I would say, is annual and pretty strong. And I feel like I understand Taiwanese culture, having Taiwanese parents and, Taiwanese family and other Asian friends from around the world. And we have a sense of what education of English is like in Asia. And I think what you guys are doing isn't the best solution. If you're only teaching kids stock ESL, by stock ESL I mean just going through vocab and going through grammar and getting them ready to do well on TOEFL and other tests, you will never ever make native speakers and lovers of English out of these kids, and their English will never be that good. The most difficult thing you can try to do for anyone learning any language is, how do I get the student to love the language enough that he or she would pursue learning that language and living in that language environment, whether it's through media, which means book, music, video, YouTube, whatever. How do I get the kid to love the language enough to learn it on his or her own? And it wouldn't even feel like learning. They're simply listening to music all day, reading books. I mean, the same way I learned Chinese. I never formally studied Chinese, but 我开始学中文的时候，就是因为我小时候很喜欢看台湾的漫画书，那些日本翻译成中文的漫画书。一开始看不懂，可是看得懂那个图片，很好奇那个字是什么意思，然后就开始很拼命的去学，然后基本上1个暑假之内就开始会看了，不怎么会写。Anyway, so you have to find a way to motivate kids that way, to want to learn it. And by having them to just practice for the sake of school, it's not enough. So you have to find teachers who are able to be a bridge, to be a guide, to provide the introduction into an amazing world of culture and media. Because when you really think about it, English media is the absolute dominant language or media in the world right now. So you're talking about quality content. It's coming out of the US, it's coming out of the UK. Terrific stuff. And I'm sorry, but if you look at media in Taiwan, it's a very small market, and the quality of the content isn't that great. In terms of cinematography, storytelling, if you look at a show like Black Mirror on Netflix, the writing is astonishing, so is the filmmaking behind it. So what I want to do, of course, is to make more native speakers out of Taiwanese students, and that is a huge challenge. One of my ideas would be to, and this is a big idea, and I need the cooperation of all the Taiwanese government and as well as Taiwanese industry, is to 建造 AI. You guys need to build AI. You guys need to build an AI that students at any age can use at home. And then that AI, whether it's in a phone or in an earpiece or in a teddy bear, 熊娃娃，什么可爱的东西，可以陪伴小孩子。Like you need an English speaker at home. And this should be made free for every Taiwanese child. And I think the technology is there. You have a whole bunch of questions about classroom management and if school is interesting, if the curriculum is good, if the teacher is halfway decent, the students will be interested. So if the students are not paying attention and don't want to do the work, 不是他们的错，是我们的错. So we have not been able to connect with the student properly. So you have to reevaluate what you're doing. Is teaching towards a test the best way to learn? And the research has come in. It absolutely is not. We know for a fact that any country that is basing its education on standardized testing is a failure, an absolute failure, which is why, as you know, the world's #1 country, #1 in terms of education, in terms of the quality of the students graduating, in terms of their performance on certain international standardized tests, that's the irony, is coming, and the kids are coming out of Finland. And Finland, as you know, has no homework, no tests, and they are moving towards no grades, no marks at all. And by high school, most Finnish students are attending school 2 to 3 times a week, and they have so much freedom in choosing their classes. Taiwan needs to move in this direction. 要不然台湾的教育是面对很大的困难. So it's not good. So you're an educator, I'm an educator. I'm in the middle. Asia's here, North America's here, Northern Europe is here. 我们应该更接近, we have to go towards. Finland has been doing this for 50 years now. They have proven that it works. Taiwan needs to follow the example of Finland. You have to stop worrying about tests. You have to focus on making a human being who is creative, innovative, same thing, creative, let's just say creative, self-aware, an individual, because I think the ultimate economy of the future is a creative economy. Finland is a creative economy. They're going that direction. Germany is going that direction as well. Any country, Korea too, any country who is realizing fully the effects of AI, artificial intelligence, you know that your job, if a robot can do it, if AI can do it, that job is gone. Or if you're still doing it, you're getting paid nothing. So what's left? 只有是创作的工作. The only thing that's left is creative work. So, can you create? Can Taiwan create? Are you making citizens, adults, people who can create? If you are not, then you are dooming Taiwan and its next generations to terrible jobs that nobody wants. In Taiwan's economy, everything's going to stay the same. So, I have a lot of experience. This year, I'm interested in learning more about what's going on in Taiwan schools. My main interest, ultimately, is to reform education in Taiwan. I would love to meet with Ministry of Education, people who are designing curriculum, people who are hiring English teachers. I just heard from my recruiter that from his agency, you guys still have 30 to 40 positions unfilled. I also think that most of your recruiters could be looking more at overseas and new grads straight out of faculty. So there's a lot of changes I would make to how teachers are hired and what is taught in schools and what would be the goal of the curriculum. Is it to get a student ready for a test? Yes, we can do that. Is that the best thing to do? No. Are we going to change this overnight? No. But we must start moving towards that direction. It's almost like you know something bad is going to happen. You know for sure it's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. Are you going to prepare for it? Or are you just going to wait until the last minute and just go, oh my God, please help me. And so we need to do our job as educators before that happens to get them ready for the new economy. And I think the new economy is a creative economy. And as one of your tech leaders, Jamie Lin of AppWorks, he says the future of startups is made up of AI, blockchain, and also cryptocurrency. And so I really think we should be getting students ready to be successful in that economy. So we need creators, founders, makers, people who are going to start companies, not people who are just going to fill jobs and, 找一个铁饭碗, forget that. You're gonna have people who are gonna make things. And to do that, you have to go away from standardized testing. So in Canada, we don't have a university entrance exam. I know United States has the SATs, you guys have the university entrance exams, but Canada we don't. We have only, in high school, 2 standardized tests, one for math in grade 9, one for literacy or English in grade 10, and that's it. And those are very new as well. And we teachers, we fought against that, but the government insisted. Those are the only 2 standardized tests that we have for the entire 4 years of high school. And I would actually advocate for no testing. I would advocate for no grades. I think telling a child that, 每一年, you're failing, it's not helping the student. It's not important to tell a student that she is constantly failing something. It's more important of helping that individual be productive and happy. Be happy. I know it's a crazy concept, but to be happy in that society. And I think as educators, we're not just teaching a curriculum, we're forming people. And so there's a lot more to making society and than just graduating people with high marks. So you want to make good people who are going to do good and great things for us, for this society, for Taiwan, as well as for the world abroad, and to make Taiwan known to the world as being a place of innovation and a place where the people are very understanding of the entire world that they're living in, and not just Taiwan. We're not just competing against Asia. And so, okay, so that's about all of it. I hope you have a better understanding of who I am. I can't think of anything else to say except that I hope it'll be a lot of fun working with you guys, and I'm sure we're going to have a great year. Thanks. Bye-bye.